Hello! Welcome to the Colourful Creativity Podcast. My name is Carolien and this is episode 47. As you can see, this little mister is really loving his mummy. So, well, apparently Binx is in the episode. I've been waiting for about 2 minutes and he's still here. And he watched me and he did everything. I have a clip of that because, well, I already pushed on record. I thought it would be funny to see what would happen. I will have to do this episode without my notes because, well, this mister is on me. I have everything set except my notes. We'll see what happens. So, welcome everyone. Returning viewers, of course. Happy you are back again and you like it here and sticking around and leaving me nice comments and everything. Thank you for that. And of course, welcome to all new viewers. I hope you like it here and you subscribe so you get a notification of every new episode. You can find me online everywhere as Kralalien. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Ravelry, the works, you know it. There is a Ravelry group for this podcast, the Colourful Creativity group. You can find it in the group section on Ravelry. I have a blog where you can find all the show notes, which is blog.kralalien.nl. And of course, I have my Etsy shop, kralalien.etsy.com. So, this mister is really liking his scratches. He is also needing my tummy, which is luckily outside of camera view. But hey, I will start with knitting because, well, that's what this podcast is about, of course. Knitting, yarn and other related things. And in my London bag I got from my friend Louise is something that is partially finished. So I have no real finished object this week. Yes, it's funny. Boobies. Yeah, knitted knockers for people who have breast amputations after cancer. These are 2 in a small size. I have to make 4. So I can show you what I'm working on. This one is almost finished and maybe if you saw it before, I knitted them flat and I had to sew them together with a mattress stitch. And now I am knitting them in the round. So I can fill it up now. I am at the decrease side. I have to fill it up and then I have to knit a few rows to close it. So yeah. These are knitted knockers. I cannot tell you what the yarn is. I can tell you that this needle nest is from Undercover Otter. Oh, Binx, yeah, again. I hope you can see her name there. She put the money inside. Very sophisticated. I think it really looks nice when it doesn't have a big name tag. Oh, Binx, really? You weren't finished yet. I'll try and talk through it. He does have a tendency to stick his tongue in my mouth. And that is something only my husband is allowed. Yes, you know that. So that's project number 1. I have to make 4. And this size was not in stock with 4 knockers. So yeah, well, I just knit them and they will go to a new home very soon. Other projects I'm working on in my Tonya's Stitches bag. Oh, and here I don't mind the tags. It's just a tiny fabric where you don't want a huge tag on the outside. Oh, puss. Oh, puss. Yeah. 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 You need your attention. Yeah. You were meowing for it all morning. In here is my exploration station. So exploring the station number 2. Or the second station, how you want to say it. And again, an Undercover Otter needle nest. That was not planned, I can tell you. What was planned is that this needle nest perfectly matches the colors I'm using. So they are my favorite colors, turquoise and orange. I will, however, remove it so I can show you my progress. Last time I showed you, I was in the brioche section, somewhere halfway, I think. And now I am in the last real section. Then comes the border section and the bind off. So, isn't it beautiful again? At first I wasn't sure about the light blue stripes, but here I am like, oh wow, this effect is totally different than my other one. And my other one is actually on the table far, far away, so I'm not gonna get it. I will show you pictures when they are finished of both. Yeah, I had a very, very serious case of yarn chicken. Here you can see that. And I only had this left, like 30 centimeters. So I won. I had a teeny tiny scrap from frogged yarn from the first try, where I had one stripe of the light yarn, the vanilla, that was like this, and I frogged it because I didn't like it with the light yarn in between, and I kept it. I didn't throw it away. It was not that much yarn, but I thought, you never know. Well, this week was you never know. And well, I managed to finish that section with the right amount of stitches and rows. I did skip one repeat of the brioche because I thought it might be really, really tight on the light yarn, the vanilla. And well, for this section I started with a teeny tiny ball of orange. Where is it? This is about half of what I had, and I was like, nope, not gonna work. And now I know which project I forgot. Oh well. Well, here is a big ball of orange, which is slightly lighter than the first one, but well, it's still orange, and combined with other yarn you really don't really notice. Well, I'm okay with it if it's noticeable. I'm not sure if you can really see the difference between this one and that one, and I am using that scrap ball also, so one every other row or something until it's the whole ball is gone. I really want to finish the ball and not have teeny tiny scraps left. So yeah, I'm trying to use all the yarn this time. But that ball was attached to a mitten, the Fall in Love mitten, that I will get in a minute. And yeah, Mr. Binxer, you have one dirty eye. The yarn I'm using for this is Colourful Extra Soft Merino. It's an experimental base and it never made it to the shop because it would be too expensive. But it's so soft. This is a ultra fine merino, 100%. And well, I cannot show you the vanilla yarn anymore, but these are the colors that are left. I hope I have enough of everything. I knew it was tight. So I am knitting these on high sharps on 4mm, I believe. Yes, 4mm. Of course, the Exploration Station is by Stephen West. I can show you a bit of the heavily used pattern. Everything has notes, etc. But I think you know how it looks. This is the one on the pattern. So that is the Exploration Station, and I really hope I can finish it next time, or at least within a month. I know some things are coming up in July, starting Saturday or halfway July. Tour de Fleece, Tour de Sock. Of course I want to join it all. I'll just have to see what I can do, because there's new big projects also. So this one's done. And with new big projects, I'm getting this bag, which is by Sandra from Craftfulness. Here is her logo, which I really like. Also love her tags. with the little tassel on it. It's actually a stitch marker or progress keeper. Oh, Binx, he's still here. Why don't you just lie down, you little freak? Yeah. His sister is upstairs in bed, so why not go there? This bag is filled with a lot of cotton scraps because I am making crochet bunting. This is the first one that's finished. And here are two that need a couple of rounds extra. And these are for a very special project which started last Wednesday. And in 2 weeks there will be a real kick-off workshop where I will be teaching to make these bunting flags. Not only this shape with the granny bunting, but also the more easy, just single crochet. But I have to make some examples of that first, and I still have to draw the pattern, but I have some difficulties with that, so my friend Sassy Sheep is helping me with that, or my friend Saskia from the Sassy Sheep NL podcast. I think that's really awesome that she's really wanting to help because she's so busy with the kids and everything. And yeah, so thanks for that, Saskia. I'm having trouble with making crochet charts. I really can't get it to work. It's all like this and then wobbly. I'm not getting nice triangle rounds, so I have never done it before. And yeah, well, I'm very inexperienced on that bit, so it's not working out as I want it. But the project is for my volunteer job in het Nijenhuis. It's a walk-in home for cancer patients, ex-cancer patients and their loved ones. They can just sit down, have a cup of coffee, relax, talk about it, ask questions, ask help, etc. And we're gonna do a workshop which is make your own bunting. So we know life sucks, but it's always a choice to put up your own buntings and make life a little bit happier every day. It's about quality of life, etc. And then we thought, might it be fun to make a world record attempt? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try and crochet 10 kilometers of bunting because the society that's around it is 10 years next year. So we thought 10 kilometers would be a nice amount. Yeah, it's gonna be a challenge. It's gonna be about 40 to 45,000 bunting flags, and we're gonna need everyone's help with that. It's gonna be like everyone who cannot crochet can learn it. It's really, really easy. We will be making videos of how to do it, so you can just tag along and put it on YouTube on repeat and just crochet with me. We're gonna do lots of workshops, open events, etc. And of course we want the world to join by just sending us little triangles that we can put up on our bunting line, and we want to see what's the flag that came the furthest, or who was the oldest, who was the youngest person who sent it to us, or who joined us. And yeah, well, those things we want to know. We like all those information as well. We're still working on putting up the website, etc. You can look at Facebook. It's a Dutch group or page, but if you want help, you can just send a note, message, leave it on the wall, etc. We will just help you out, even if you're English or German, or probably we can find some people who talk French as well, maybe even Spanish. We'll see how this goes. We have about what is it, 8 months for it, I think, 8-9 months. It's gonna be the 13th of March 2018 when we have the celebration and we want the bunting ready. I am crocheting these all with scraps of Katona and Catania. So I'm using cotton and a 3.5mm crochet hook. I am a very tight crocheter, so I might have to do an extra round or so, but you can use anything you want, acrylic or cotton. We rather not have wool because when that gets wet it really gets saggy and you can't wash it because we want it to be washed as well. The plan is to give all child oncology departments in hospitals at least 1 meter or 10 meters of bunting to put up for their departments for the kids. That's going to be donated, and afterwards the rest will be sold, so all the profits from that will be for cancer and the walk-in home. So yeah, it's a really ambitious plan, and we just started it. We thought it out on Wednesday, and well, it's already out in the air, and there's a Facebook page, and so many people are so positive about it already. But still, 40,000 flags, bunting flags. We're gonna need everyone's help. So if you want to help us, just leave me a message anywhere and I will point you to the information. I'll be translating things in English as well. And yeah, it's really exciting. I am not the person who gets excited right away, but now we're 2 days later and I'm like, yeah, we're gonna do this. This is gonna be so much fun. So yeah, I don't think you're gonna see a lot of other things, maybe. Well, I do have one thing to show you, and I do want to wear this top this summer. So yeah, I guess I have to knit as well for my own relaxation. This one is in a new Colourful Creativity bag. And in here is my bunny top. Let me see if I can show you. Yes. Bunny is by Tin Can Knits. Yeah, it's black and white, so it's not really visible. You haven't seen this last time. Oh yeah, Binx? Yeah. But I think it was 4 weeks that you saw it last. And I hadn't done a lot last time, so where is it? There's the marker. So I was here when you saw it last, but I'm here now. I am about 11 inches in. You have to block it and then you measure and you have to go to 14 inches. I'm a bit taller, so I'm gonna go with probably 15 not so blocked. I had these on Knit Pro needles, the wooden kind, and I hated them because they had a snag and every time I had to push my stitches over, it was horrible. So now I have some Haya bamboo tips in size 3.5mm. I love them. Since I had these tips on, this is flying and this is so much fun. So yes, I am absolutely pretty much sure I might have a top in summer. This summer. The yarn I'm using is a Colourful Creativity yarn, so my own. It's, here's the tag on the front, you know it probably. And this is the back, midnight lace, colorful lace, midnight blue, colorful lace. It's a 70% merino and 30% silk, and it's 600 meters per ball. I have 2. And I really hope it's enough if I make some extra bits, but we'll see. I'm pretty confident I can make it. I only used about half a ball until this part, so I think it will be more than enough. So yes, I will be knitting on this when I'm just going round and round blind. And this mister is still here, so I cannot get my other project. I will have to show it to you next time. Yes, I have to show it next time. I needed that orange ball for my exploration station, and I knew I had one upstairs which was a lot lighter, and I knew I had one in use for a different project, but that didn't need so much yarn. It was my Fall in Love mittens. Pattern is by Herbstblad Regina. I had abandoned that project because it was a cabled mitten that was not really fun for me somehow. It hurt my hands with cabling, etc. And I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna cut the yarn because I know I will frog it then or just abandon it and never see it again. I will finish that one mitten first and then I can use the ball of yarn. So I think I finished it that day. It was only this much and the ribbing left. So I was like, why the hell did I not finish that? It's a beautiful mitten. I was like, what? So that mitten is now finished. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw that, and I will put in a photo here as well. Oh, Binx, you're really camera. You're a real camera kitty. So yeah, that mitten is now finished, and I will finish my exploration station, and then I will finish mitten number 2 because I really love it. It's a really tight fit, and that makes it nice and warm. The yarn is so soft, which also makes it nice and warm, and it's just lovely. I love cables, and while knitting that last part of that mitten, I was like, geez, I learned so much in the past year, or actually in the past few months with Sock Madness. I can totally recommend doing Sock Madness for anyone. Yeah, it is just amazing. All the techniques you learn, the speed knitting you learn, the dedication of putting it in a project, it's just amazing. So I'm really happy I joined, and I'm really happy I stuck to it. Oh, Binx, that's not the best place for you. That fabric is not thick enough for your nails. Yeah, you come just here. So yeah, I guess that were all the projects I'm working on. I have a lot of acquisitions to show you. So now comes the fun part, where I was naughty and did buy a lot of stuff. I also swapped some things, and yeah, it's just a lot. So grab a cup of coffee or tea, or maybe a glass of wine if you're in the evenings, or heck, in the afternoon you can also have wine with your lunch or whatever if you like, and just dive in there. It's huge. This one is extra special. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't have to do that. No, you can just lie down. Silly cat. This package is a swap package. And I know I told you last year about a swap I was having with someone in the US. And I didn't hear from her again after sending her like a lot of yarn. And I was like, damn, that happens to me sometimes. And now I am really sad and angry about it. And then there were lots of really nice people who were like, oh, I'm gonna send you the yarn, the Clover colorway from Pat & Scroy. And then all of a sudden, I got a reply again. And she had a whole story. A lot of things had happened, and well, still happening. But she wanted to send it to me. This was early in the year somewhere, I think. I probably wished her a happy new year or something, and was hoping everything was alright. Then I Didn't hear from her again for months, and she didn't send anything. So I was like, yeah, right, this is really not gonna happen. And then it did happen. She sent me a tracking number and everything, and I could track it all the way down to my doorstep. And here it is, people. It's here. First thing that I picked out, I asked her if it was real that it existed, and it existed. M&M's with almond. No peanuts, but almonds. I'm like, oh yeah. And if you follow me on Instagram, you also saw I threw out a lot of chocolate bars. Because, well, I want to lose weight and I hoard chocolate. So this huge bag with M&M's is something I'm going to use on craft nights and put on the table so I can only eat a few. Put the bag closed again because it has a seal. You can reseal it. Resealable zipper, it says so. And well, from what I told you on Instagram, I'm really good at hoarding it, but I don't eat it. So there's never a reason for me to eat chocolate. I know I'm a woman. Once every month I do crave it. And I do allow myself some, but I'm never the person who eats the whole bar. Because after like 5 pieces I'm already... So, and I don't push it in then. It just doesn't feel good. I rather have 1 or 2 pieces that I enjoy and then put it away, and yeah, I can just enjoy it then. And that's it for the rest of the month. And there's months go by, I don't even eat it. I threw away chocolate that was 3 years out of date. Yeah, that is how bad it is here. I have like 20 bars of chocolate in my head, 20 bars of chocolate in my pantry. My husband took half of it to his job. People were really liking it. Then my husband protested about some other bars. No, they have to stay because they were dark chocolate, which is his favorite flavor, and it's starting to be mine as well. So yeah, these M&Ms are for craft nights and for my husband, and I can have some if I want. I'm free, people! The Binxer has left the lab. So I can finally get the books on my bed then. Other things that were in here, which is like way more interesting. Fuzzy feline buttons. Oh my god, I need a cardigan with that for my crazy cat lady. There's 5 in here and I'm like, oh my god. Then there was a little notebook. And it has a magnet of some sort. So always nice for grocery lists or anything. Notes to put in parcels. I'm getting things out of here so I can show them to you matchy instead of just... Oh dear, he's back. He's already looking at me like, Mommy, your lap is full. I need to be there. So, also some hot pads or pot holders. You can also put them on the table to put your teapot or pots on it because they are double. They're really thick. And a washcloth, which is awesome because I have never, he's back, seen, felt, whatever washcloths that are knitted. And then here is the fun stuff. Fabric. This super awesome tropical bird fabric. I think this will make awesome project bags. Also some Halloween black cats fabric. Creepy cats. Which I love, of course. There are 3 fat quarters. And I think they will make amazing lining. I love the red one with the splashes of color. Also the orange, because orange is one of my favorite colors. And then of course there is yarn. Let me check. I probably dropped a ball of clover because there were two. I'm pretty sure of that. 2 flax, which are awesome for heels and toes and cuffs. Then 2 Croy FX socks in the Cascade colors. And the most amazing thing is, these are all colors I didn't have yet. Because there were other people who swapped with me afterwards for Patent Scry and were like, oh, I'm gonna send you. And I got a lot of Patent Scry now, which I have to use as well. I might do that soon. But I'm not sock knitting at the moment, as you may have noticed. And well, this is the Singin' the Blues stripes. Yeah, that's really matchy, matchy name. And they are striping like this kind of. So yes, in the end, all was well. So my faith in humankind has been restored. Now my faith in pusskind. Yes. Why don't you just curl up like normal? You keep talking, mommy. Shall I have to cuddle? Dear, you dirty eye. You know those little things in his eye in the corner? Ooh. They look like snot. Then I have a huge bag, and it's not from one store alone, but I bought the bag from one store that has yarn in this one. And it's in German. Wolle kommt vom Wollen, nicht von brauchen. So yarn is from wanting, not from needing, because yarn in German is Wolle and wanting is wollen. So I think it's amazing. And this bag I bought from Das Mondschaf. And in here is yarn from them as well. But I will get to that later because it's all in the bottom. I will get to other things first. Since I know I'm a stockist of Haya, but I didn't want to put in an order for a few €100. I just wanted the bamboo tips. So I ordered them from my colleague in the Netherlands, Dutch Wool Diva, who also has the Haya. And you cannot let needle tips travel alone. That's just too dangerous for them. So I had to buy these. These are mini bats, and she also has a lot of fiber stuff for the spinners among us. And I really, really love this. I am going to see what I'm going to do. I have a few more of these. I might just do a mix and match random that really nicely barber poles. I am kind of into barber poling, so I might just do a random battling, fizzling thingy. I will split it up and see what it happens. They're all mixed fibers, so I never know what I'm gonna do with my spin stuff. So yeah, this doesn't differ much. Then I have a whole bag of sock yarn. Mostly is Regia. This uber bright one is Strumpfwolle, so some German, but the rest is Regia. Or Regia, or Regia, how you want to call it. This one's already caked. Nice dark charcoal. And then there's purple and blue. A light gray and a denim with that neon. And these are just awesome because I can use them for the Tour de Sock or for next year's Tour de Sock Madness. Because you always need solid yarns, and my solid yarns flew out of the drawer, and I have a lot of variegated or self-striping, and they all needed solid or semi-solid. So I was like, okay. And I got these from a swap as well, because I had 2 spindles which I got last year from a swap that were just too heavy on my hands. I was like, I cannot use them, my wrists are gonna hurt, and I rather have my wheel or a light Turkish spindle than those heavy ones. So I thought, they need a new home. And then someone said like, well, I'm looking for a spindle. I don't have one. I want to learn it, and I'm learning it on one from my teacher, but I need my own. Hugo, I want to swap with you. You don't have to buy them from me. Let's just swap, which we did. Spindles in a new home, and I've got nice sock yarn. One very happy camper. So then I have reached Das Mondschaf yarn. Here is the tag, Das Mondschaf. And this is her Aurora base, which is a singles 100% merino. And the colorway is called Heisenberg. That was not the only thing I got. No, of course not, Carolien. I also got this braid of fiber. I will get it out of the bag. Sorry for the crinkling. But that was the only way I thought it would keep it pretty. Because this is BFL, 60% and 40% alpaca. And this is really soft. Yarn. Well, yarn to be actually. I'm not sure if I'm gonna spin this up this through the fleece. I might just put it with the rest of my stash of fiber. I was just like, if I'm gonna have shipping from Das Mondschaf anyway, I can better just order a little bit extra and not just the skein of singles. Well, for the singles, you know me, I am planning on a Find Your Fade. I already had two colors. The Hedgehog Fibers Fool's Gold and the La Bien Aimée in Life Aquatic, which go together like nothing. And I've been trying to match. I think I failed drastically, but I guess in the fade it will eventually match. And in my quest for singles, I also found another one. This one. I told you I was a really naughty girl. I bought a lot of yarn. But I don't have singles, so I have to buy them. Right? Yeah, please say yeah. This one is from the UK. It's from Ching Fiber. And yes, I want to say Queen Fiber or King Fiber or anything, but I asked her, how do I pronounce it? And it's like Ching. And it's like the Qing dynasty. Just like that. It's Ching. So the colorway is called Ibiza Breeze. And you have nice blues. And there's all kinds of brights in here. So now there's 4. And I guess if I put it together like this, it's not that bad. I will find a way. I will. And I will probably dye some yarn myself for in between. Maybe I'll ask Petra if she has a colorway that goes in between also. I wanted to look at Garn Stories, but her yarn was beautiful, but not in a color that I could match with these 4. So I was like, no, you're not gonna buy any more yarn. You have to make it yourself. And I'm also pondering if I'm gonna use singles with sparkle, because a girl needs her sparkle. So that would mean there would be 3 colors in between that would be sparkly. Maybe I would make a 4th even. And I would use a little bit of something else. I'm not sure yet. I also have a Madeline Tosh, but that's a different yardage and a bit thicker than this one, I think. We'll just see. Until then, I thought I needed a new project bag. Everyone does, right? So I bought one from Stephen and Penelope, and it's wrinkled because it was all in the bottom of the bag. This is handmade by Ish Amsterdam and is from Stephen and Penelope, as said. I think they are lovely bags, and I couldn't resist and ordered also the brand new pins they had. The Knit All the Things and the bike from Amsterdam. I really love it. Yes, thank you camera, you still work. I dropped my camera earlier before recording, so I was like, please focus, but it works. So these pins will go on this bag, and in here are all my singles. So, fits perfect. All my singles fit in one bag, so I don't have a lot of yarn. No, I don't. Let's just keep it that. Then there's one thing I wanted to show you, because it was just too cute, because I showed the other pins as well. This pin is also going on that bag. It's a unicorn pushing. Oh my god, it's really, really cute. I got it from Cat d'Eau, which is the local cat cafe. Or local, it's one town further away, and they only have Swinx cats. It's a really nice place. We went there for a high tea and it was awesome. Those nude buds are really cute. Well, and if you think that was all, I can tell you it wasn't. Then I stumbled on a sock yarn seller that was having a closeout sale. Pinkster, what are you doing? That's my yarn. Look outside this bag. So she was having a 40% discount on luxury yarns. Yeah, that's what I thought as well. I have to have that. So I ordered from Sock Made by Hand this skein of clown barfish yarn, which is a Manos de Uruguay Alegría. And the colorway is called Sabo. Hope I pronounced that right. But the only thing crinkling is from the paper in the box. She also had Whimsy yarns from whimsy.co, and this is Sokusu Omax. Again, pronunciation is difficult. The colorway is called Fontaine Bleu, whatever. I really love the color. I already have a project in mind. It is a 100% superwash merino, and the O stands for original fingering weight, which is 150 grams and 490 meters, so it's a big skein. I was like, I can make a pretty shawl from it. Already have it queued up. I don't remember the name of the pattern, but I know I have it queued up. And then, last but not least, in here are two skeins of Lorna's laces. This is a 80% merino, 20% nylon. This colorway is Lava Flow, and this one is Miss Sonia, another clown barf probably. Really, really, really colorful. And I'm actually pondering if the pattern from the first round of Tour de Sock is pretty. I will knit it from this one, and I will knit it for me. Those rounds only last 10 days. So I'm a bit on the fence if I want to knit a pair of socks in 10 days. I know, I did it in 3 days, but that was like totally nuts. And now I have also the bunting with it. I'm like, yeah, I'm not sure. And of course the Tour de Fleece, so I have to spin every day as well. And I have major plans for a new collection. So we are through acquisitions. We are now with yarn stuff that I make. And I wanted to show you a brand new colorway that is a test dye in this one. It's really bright and summery, and it's called Club Tropicana. And if you have the song in mind now, yes, drinks are free. This one is the first teaser I'm showing for the next yarn collection. This one is dyed on Donegal yarn, which is 85% merino and 15% Donegal out of the top of my head. Donegal Naps. which I really like. I wanted to test the yarn, so I dyed a little more than that because I want to knit something. I was like, that might be a fun project. I'm trying to dye projects for myself instead of single skeins that end up in a stash and get forgotten. I'm trying to do better in life than random yarn. So I have here this collection of yarn. This was also a test skein. This is brand new Kid Silk base I am testing out. It's hopefully coming in soon to dye for the shop. And this is of course fluorescent green, which is one of my favorite colors. The fluorescent green is also in this one, Clip Tropicana. And then I dyed a speckled because the pattern asked for it. And maybe some of you know what I'm gonna knit. You might have guessed that it is a Stephen West shawl. And it's from this book. I'll look it up where it is to show you. It is called The Knit and Slide. Does it have a pretty picture? Yeah, it does. Where is it? Here it is. I think this is the small one, and I am going for the big one. The big one needs quite a lot of yarn. Like you need a color A and a color B. So I thought these two would be pretty. Then you need a mohair and you need a color D for the border speckle, which is going to be this one. So I think that's nice. And I'm going to try and show you without showing the pattern. Hope you can see this. It's all from the book West Knits, Best Knits. And of course you can also get the pattern online. So yes, this is the inspiration for the whole collection I'm dyeing. The collection is called the Happy Hour collection. Drinks are free, Clip Tropicana. So Happy Hour was on top of my mind. I am going for bright, colorful yarns. It's gonna be in a new base, the merino singles, just like all the other four I showed you. And also in soft sock, there will be a mini collection again from soft sock with all 10 colors in 10 gram variations. I hope I can show you more in the next podcast, and then I can hopefully also tell you when the shop update will be. I am thinking about in 3 or 4 weeks. So end of July, maybe the middle of July. And I'm really looking forward to dyeing it. I have to skein the yarn first. I will put the crinkle away. I'm also looking forward to knit those, the knit and slide. But I first have to finish my exploration station and hopefully also my bunny top. But I think I always need a sock, a shawl, and maybe a garment on the needles. And I know that Saskia from the Sassy Sheep podcast also wants to knit and slide, and we are talking about a knit along together. So probably after summer holidays, maybe even before, I'm not sure what we're gonna do. If this is a project for in the summer vacation, probably it is, because it doesn't look that difficult. I think you can knit it in a car if you just stripe the 2 colors. Oh well. I'll just have to find out. So yes, that's that for that. I know I told you about bags that I wanted to put in the shop, but yeah, I was sewing when it was a heat wave here. It was like 33 degrees. And I thought, oh yeah, well, cool, with a fan on, I'm gonna sew here on the table. That's manageable. And then I noticed that I was making a lot of mistakes. I finished 3 pre-cut boxy bags. They were all faulty, so I'm not selling those. I I know I'm a perfectionist, but I'm also okay with good. But this is just not good enough. If the fabric was sewn so tight on the edge, it just opens and you can see the inside. It's not good. So I put them together by hand and I'm like, here mom, you needed a new project bag. Here you have one. Have fun with it. And she was like, oh, thank you. Yes, I can use that. It was a long one for long needles and she has socks on long needles, so she can use that now. So I stopped sewing. I stopped doing anything in the heat wave. I was like, I'm gonna knit. I'm just gonna knit. And I also crocheted those tiny bunting flags the first round. I was like, it's okay. It's a heat wave. I'm not built for heat. I just take it easier. So now Mr. Binx is back. But I'm finished. Yes. All that's left to say is, if you want a project bag, is check out my friend Monique's shop. Her shop name is Frog Peak Creations, and you can find her at frogpeakcreations.etsy.com. She has a very big new batch of beautiful bags. I also saw some sock monkey on roller skates or skateboards. It was really fun, and some squirrels with awesome sayings on them. So if you want some, check her out and use the discount code. It's down here, and it's really, really, really amazing what she has done in so little time. She had to prepare for a show and she made so many pretty bags. So check her out if you want a new project bag, because waiting for me is like a little bit further away. I'm like, yeah, it's probably gonna be August that I'm gonna be sewing again, because I first want to dye the new collection, because that's way more awesome, and I haven't dyed in way too long because of the heat wave. I haven't made beads because of the heat wave. It was like, eh. Now we just have gray and rain, but I'm actually okay with that. My garden is like, oh rain, oh rain. So instead of chatting a lot about nothing further, I will just leave you to it and say goodbye. And Binxer will also say goodbye. Yes, Binxer will also say goodbye. No, I'm getting this stink eye. So bye bye. See you again in 2 weeks.